Hey everyone, Sheila here from Life with Pets. So the big question, did they or didn't they survive? And thankfully they did survive, and we do have babies. So I am going to start the footage on day 2 because you really couldn't see anything the first day, but if you look really closely in the back corner of the footage, then you will see the little fries sometimes dropping and darting around. So we are on day 2 and Bandit is still doing an amazing job. This poor guy must be so tired. These babies just keep coming out of the nest and he has to keep catching them and putting them back in. They are falling a lot more regularly than they were yesterday, and I think that they will soon be free swimming. I think that's on either day 3 or day 4. I can't remember. There is just so much information and I'm trying to learn as I go along and log it all so that I know for if we do this again in the future. He has just been an amazing dad. He is constantly monitoring the nest, rebuilding it, making sure that they're okay, catching them if they fall and putting them back in, and he's just doing great. So he must be so tired and he is going to be so ready for a well-earned rest and a lot of feeding up as well. So if you remember a while back, Big City Bettas did send me some micro worms and banana worms. I did have a few issues with them and unfortunately they didn't survive. And so she was very kind and sent me some more. So these are the cultures set up. The setup on these is not ideal right now, but thankfully they are producing worms because I am actually feeding them to the guppy fry. And the cups are coming and the lids and everything, but this is like a temporary setup and it is working, but obviously not ideal. So these are what we're going to be feeding the fry once they are old enough, in maybe a few days, and hopefully I will be able to get some really good footage of that. Mom right now is in this temporary tank back here. I have been doing a lot of water changes for her and obviously feeding her up, as she has done a great job on producing the eggs, and she was a great mom as well. She helped put them in the nest and all that good stuff. So she is just getting a little TLC in here, and then we'll be putting her into another tank once I'm sure that everything is okay with her. We don't even have any rip fins, nothing. The pair of them did an amazing job. She didn't get beat up. It was just amazing to watch it all. I was so worried I wouldn't be able to get it on camera for you guys, and yet they literally were breeding all morning, and so it was just so easy to get the footage that we needed to get. So I will check back in tomorrow and we'll see where the babies are at then. Okay guys, so this is day 4 and I'm going to show you me feeding the baby Bettas. They are so tiny at this point that it is just so difficult to get them on camera, but there are a load of them right here at the front of the glass. I don't know whether you can see them, and you can see some darting around in the back as well. So I have been feeding them the banana worms, which I have in this container. And as you can see, if you look up the sides, they are all the worms. They sort of work their way up the sides of the mixture. And so I then just take a Q-tip and wipe the edge over like that. And then I just basically put it in the tank. The good thing with feeding something like this is that it will stay alive for several days in the tank, so it's not going to mess your water quality up, and also it is easy for them to eat as well. So they have been picking it up off the bottom. I have been sort of watching them and seeing them do that. Usually when I first put it in, they don't bother with it. 1 or 2 of them will come over and just check it out, but on the whole they seem to just take off the bottom as opposed to when it first goes in. So like I say, the good thing with this is at least it's not going to mess the water up because it is alive. They usually eat it all, I say, fairly quickly. I've no idea how many Bettas we've got in here. I've not been able to count. I only usually see a few at a time. Last night I think it was, there were quite a lot of them feeding off the bottom, and by this morning all the worms had gone. So they are eating what we're putting in. And hopefully in a few more days we will be able to see them better because they will have grown. I am planning on doing a water change maybe in a day or two, and I've got to be honest, I'm not looking forward to that because I'm so terrified of sucking them up. But I do feel that the tank has been up and running now and everything that's gone on in it, that it would just be a good thing to do a water change. So I'm sure I'll figure that out when I have to do it. I'm going to try and zoom in here and just see if we can get any of the babies feeding on the bottom. So you can see all the worms there. Unfortunately, I can actually see one little baby beta. I don't know whether you can see it. It's right at the back. In fact, there's several of them just at the back. They're sort of like center screen feeding on the worms right now. So the other night I did notice that some of them had some really nice big stomachs on them. They'd obviously not long eaten, but unfortunately everything being so tiny, then it just doesn't want to focus. So like I say, hopefully in a few days we'll be able to get a better view of them and maybe a better idea of how many we've actually got in here. I think the next update I will do on them is when they're a week old, because obviously, as you can tell, it is really difficult to get a clear shot of them, but you get the idea of what we're doing with them. I think that, oh, there's one now. You can see, look at the little stomach on it. They are just incredibly tiny, and unfortunately the camera just doesn't want to focus on them at all, so you can't really get very good footage, but you get the general idea. I can't wait to find out actually how many are in here. Usually at any one time I will see about 15 to 20, but they usually say that you can at least double that because they're so good at hiding. So I guess time will tell just how many we've got in the tank. So just to give you a quick update on Mum and Dad, they are both doing really well. Mum is now in this 20 gallon. She has it all to herself. Well, there are a few snails in here, but otherwise she has it all to herself. She's eating really well, and as you can see, her fins are doing amazing. They didn't get ripped at all during the process, so we were very, very fortunate with that. I'll go and take you now to see Dad, and you can just see how he's doing as well. Here is Dad, and he is desperately wanting to be fed. As you can see, he's looking really good. So we have done a lot of moving around actually of fish just recently, and so I will be doing an update video. We've set up another tank, and so I'm going to be doing all our tanks video very, very soon because we've been moving fish around and all that good stuff. So once we've got them everybody settled, then I will actually do an update video. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you want to follow along and see these baby betas grow, then please subscribe to our channel. If you're not already subscribed to our channel and you want to see more videos like this, we do also do videos on guppies and shrimp and goldfish and pufferfish. We've got a lot of different variety of fish, so go ahead, hit that subscribe button. If you haven't hit the notification bell and you want to know when we upload a video, go on ahead and do that. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.